Curriculum for Excellence benchmarks just weren't meeting the needs of our learners with complex additional support needs, and traditional ways of recording progress made it really look as if these learners weren't achieving much, and we know that that's not true for our learners. So we still need to report on the progress of all learners, even those who are working at foundation milestone level, or for lots of our learners who have that really spiky profile of learning across maybe pre-early level, moving into early level for some aspects of the curriculum. So it's really important that we have a process that can capture all of that success for a young person. So for this reason, the milestones were developed. Milestones, particularly foundation milestones, I think allow us to have a kind of shared language that lets us tell that story and lets us show something to support the story we're telling. We've got to remember that there really is no set way of doing this. It's what works for you in your context, in your setting with your learners, because fundamentally the whole point of all of this is about that learner and how we can be really clear about the progress that's been made and be really clear about what the next steps in learning are. We need to have a whole range of evidence to be able to say where a young person is achieving and what those next steps might be. But our learners are achieving on a minute-by-minute basis sometimes. They're learning right throughout a day. So we like to make sure that we're achieving all of those little nuggets of success, as we call them. So we will have a whole range of practitioners possibly that are working with a young person on a daily basis. And it's important that they are all able to acknowledge any kind of interaction or success that they've seen a young person achieve and be able to record this. So we do that on a daily basis, and then that builds over time, and over time we're then able to take a pause and ask the question, what has that young person achieved over time? And that will be done at the end of a term, it will be done at the end of a year, it will be done at key points throughout the year. So once we've captured all that evidence, what that allows us to do is to have a really good look and work in our teams or with other professionals to have that really rich dialogue about what we're actually seeing that young person achieve and what context they're learning best in and so on. And that really helps us to then be able to plan the next steps so that we can get as much progress as possible for that learner. But for parents, they want a different story. They want the real story around their learner. They want that holistic picture, and we need to be able to use the things that we are using to track and record progress to be able to tell that story. Parents really want to know, how well is my child doing? And how well do you know them? And that's what's important about all of this, that we really are able to know that child and know what's important and meaningful for them.